everyone, I'm your Korean friend Jisoo. It took about like 2 weeks to make Korean alphabet video, Hangul, because I had to make PPTs and the PDFs that you can practice with. So it took quite a lot of time, but thanks to your support, it got more than 1,000 views. I feel so excited and happy to make more videos in further. So as you studied Korean alphabet Hangul, from now on I'm gonna help you with learning more Korean expressions so that you can write and listen and read in Korean. So today is the first chapter of Jesus Korean course, and welcome to the first lesson. My Korean course will consist of the key expressions, which is grammar and vocabulary and speaking practice and writing assignment. I've been referring to various kinds of Korean textbooks, and most of them have a similar format with the 4. And I added something fun so that you can truly enjoy studying Korean and not giving it up. Because if it's not funny, well, I cannot keep going on. If it's not funny, I don't want to study it, and I don't want to even look at it, and I'll just give it up. So I try hard to make it funnier as much as I can. And plus, the textbooks and the notebooks should be cute. You know what I mean? If it's not colorful, like black and white, or if it doesn't have anything like cute stuff, I don't really want to even look at the book. So I try to make your PDF file more cuter so that you would enjoy practicing it. So anyway, I talked too much. Let's move on to the lesson. Today's key expression, which is today's grammar, is the be verb in English. So it means A is B, right? If you want to say A is B in Korean, you gotta say A는 B다 or A은 B이다. Well, whether you would use 는 or 은 depends on whether A has a bottom consonant or B has a bottom consonant as well. Well, you see, if A doesn't have a bottom consonant, you can say 는. You can put 는 behind A. And if A has a bottom consonant, which ends in a consonant, you can put 은 behind it. It goes same with the B. If the noun B has the bottom consonant, you have to go for 이다. If it doesn't have a bottom consonant, you can go for 다. So I'll give you an example. Let's say Jisoo is a teacher. Then in Korean, you can say, I'm gonna write it in blue. 지수는 선생님이다. You see, as Jisoo has no bottom consonant, it ends with a vowel, right? So I put 는 here. 는. And 선생님, which means a teacher, it has a bottom consonant at the very end letter, 님 here. Can you see the 미음 here? Right? So I chose 이다 for 선생님. 지수는 선생님이다. Oh, you don't actually have to give a space here. No space. You just, put them together. 지수는 선생님이다. But if you keep saying like A는 B다, you sound more like a robot. Are you a robot or a human? I'm sorry, I sounded like a captcha. So I would rather recommend you to use the informal polite one because it is the most used version of Korean spoken language. Well, there's another way to say politely, which is the formal polite, but it is more used for like a news article or like presentation, which is on the real official occasion. So I recommend you to learn Korean with the informal polite from the first time because it is the most used. And you can say this casual way, more like a dictionary way, but well, you can use this style to someone who is younger than you or someone who is close to you, like your best friends or like to your family. But I think it's even better to use respectful way to someone who's close to you, right? So I recommend you to be a little bit more polite, but not formal. Informal polite, it's very good. Okay, so let's see. 는 or 은 doesn't have a polite way, so you can just put 는 or 은 for A. But if B ends in a vowel, you can say 예요. 예요. But it doesn't sound like 예요. You can just say 에요 because it's more natural. 에요. 에요. And if the B has the bottom consonant, which it ends in a consonant, you can say 이에요. 이에요. So, 지수는 선생님 이에요. It's the right one to say the same sentence in informal, polite way. So today I'm going to teach you some basic expressions to introduce yourself. But when you introduce yourself for the first time to someone, well, you actually start your introduction with your names, right? But at the first sentence, with your name, the Koreans basically use formal, polite style. I think it's an exception, just for the names. And as it's the first time to introduce yourself, I guess Koreans take it a little bit more seriously and a little bit more formally. So I guess we use formal polite. So, let's see.
아, 변호사님이세요? 안녕하세요. 저 송무팀 이준호입니다.
아, 네. 오영우입니다.
Ah, aren't they cute couple? They're so cute. Have you watched this show? 이상한 나라의 우영우? 이상한 변호사 우영우, right? A weird attorney. Ooh. I don't know. Oh, anyway, I liked the couple. Their chemistry was really good. And this is a scene of their first time meeting. And Junho say hello first. You know how to say hello in Korean? It's 안녕하세요. 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 If you forgot it, it's okay because you can refer to the video that I made last time. It's about 10 most used expressions in Korean, so you can refer to it. And 안녕하세요 is an informal, polite way to say hello in Korean. So Junho said 안녕하세요 first, and then he also said 저는 이준호입니다. So if you see the vocabularies here, there are two ways to say I in Korean language. The first one is 나, and the second one is 저. 나 is for the casual way, and 저 is for the polite style. So as that was the first time meeting for them, right? So Junho said 저는 이준호입니다. You see, 저 doesn't have a bottom consonant. It ends in a vowel. So what is it? 는 or 은? Pop quiz. 는? 은? Yes, it's 는. 저는 이준호입니다. Well, when it comes to the formal polite, it doesn't change whether the noun be has a bottom consonant or not. So it's just 입니다. Let's see the table again. You see? If it's formal polite, it's both 입니다. Whether B has a bottom consonant or not bottom consonant. 입니다. So that's why Junho said 저는 이준호입니다. And 영우 might have said 저는 우영우입니다. Well, but 저는 can be removed usually because in Korean sentence when the subject is very clear, very obvious, it doesn't really have to be said. You can just remove the subject part. So 저는 이준호입니다 is also great. It's a perfect sentence. But if you just say 저는 if you just say 이준호입니다, it's also fine. 저는 blah 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 입니다 or blah 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 입니다. Both are okay. So when you introduce your name for the first time, use the formal polite one because it's like presenting yourself. It's quite formal, right? So you better say 저는 blah 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 입니다 or blah 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 입니다. Shall we make a sentence introducing your name in Korean? 저는 지수입니다 or 지수입니다. Well, my full name is 최지수, so 최지수입니다. 안녕하세요, 최지수입니다. Did you make it? Make it? Now you can introduce yourself in Korean. But as English has another way to say your name, like my name is Jisoo, same as in Korean. In Korean, there's another way to say your name.
잠깐 수면 내내 병신이라고 합니다. 병신이라고 합니다. 병신이라고 합니다. 기가 막힌 얼굴 맞고.
You see, Jin said without the subject part, he said 진이라고 합니다. 기가 막힌 얼굴을 하고 있죠. 뭐라 했는데? 기가 막힌 얼굴을 맡고 있죠. Yeah, I agree. He's super handsome. Anyway, he said 진이라고 합니다. Blah blah 라고 합니다 means it's called blah blah blah. So, it's another way. 제 이름은 or 저는 지수라고 합니다 can be another way to introduce your name to others. So I prepared some example sentences that you can practice with, like I am Jisoo, I'm a teacher, I'm a student. You can use A는, be, 다 grammar and then make all of these sentences. Should we practice reading the vocabularies? 나, 저, 선생님, 학생, 한국, 멕시코, 나라, 사람, 왔다, 이것, 커피, 사탕, 가수, 미국. So how would you say this is coffee? It's 이것, because this means 이것, right? 이것. 것 has a bottom consonant here. So 이것은 이것은 커피예요 or 이예요? 예요. 이것은 커피예요 because coffee P doesn't have a bottom consonant. Okay? So you can download this PDF file on my website.
이거 립밤이에요. 이거 립밤이에요. 이거 립밤이에요.
I prepared some expressions that you can use for making self-introduction in Korean. So it should be simple. So maybe it includes name, and as you're a foreigner, maybe they will be interested in where you're from. So maybe the nationality for you. Just try to make your own self-introduction here in this part using these expressions. And I'll give a cultural tip. Almost 99% of Korean people ends their self-introduction with this sentence. 잘 부탁드립니다. 잘 부탁드립니다. It means please excuse me. Or it doesn't mean that excuse me, but it means even though I'm not perfect, but I hope we could have great time being together. So in English, it will be interpreted as I'm excited to meet you. 잘 부탁드립니다. 잘 부탁드립니다. 잘 부탁드립니다. I'm excited to meet you, and I hope we could be good friends, and I hope we could have a great time together. It means like this. To make it briefly, if I make a self-introduction in Korean, I'll say 안녕하세요. 저는 최지수입니다. Or 제 이름은 최지수입니다. And 저는 한국에서 왔어요. 잘 부탁드립니다. With just 1, 2, 3, 4 sentences, you can just complete self-introduction in Korean. How simple is it? And I'm gonna give you one more tip to make you sound more natural. Oh, but I am not gonna tell you that. 정국 will gonna tell you this.
네, 안녕하세요. 저는 방탄소년단 정국이고요. 취미는 그냥 이것저것 하는 거 좋아하고. 네, 안녕하세요. 저는 방탄소년단 정국이고요. 네, 안녕하세요. 저는 방탄소년단 정국이고요.
When Jungkook introduces himself, he said, 저는 정국이고요. 취미는 어쩌고저쩌고고요. And he said, 정국이고요. Right? He didn't say 정국이에요, but he said 정국이고요. 이구요. When you say 구요 instead of 에요, 구요 actually connects two sentences in a very natural way. So it means my name is Jungkook and my hobby is blah blah blah. So use 구요 when you want to say two sentences at once. So 저는 최지수고요. 저는 한국에서 왔어요. Like this. How easy it is. Is that easy? I hope it was clear. So I'm gonna introduce myself again. 안녕하세요. 저는 최지수입니다. 저는 한국에서 왔고요. 한국어 선생님입니다. It means I'm a Korean teacher. 잘 부탁드립니다. Done! How is it? When you use these 4 sentences, and when you introduce yourself with these sentences, the Koreans will say, wow! 한국어 왜 이렇게 잘하세요? 우와! It means you're really good at Korean. And I also want to know how you guys introduce yourself in your country. Well, we say my name and my age sometimes, or what I do, my job. That's all. And how about you? In your culture, what kind of information do you give when you introduce yourself for the first time? I'm really curious. So please leave a comment with it. And don't forget to download the PDF file for your review study. And see you next time with chapter 2.